Hello YouTube, this is Goddard Radio Moscow here again with another beer review. Now I'm actually wanting to do one of my favourite beers that I've had over the last little while for this one today. So this is a special review in my opinion, and I'm revisiting a very interesting brewery. So today I have for you the Einstök Ölgerð Icelandic White Ale. Beautiful beer, I have to say. Before I get going with this video, I would like to give a shout out to the guys at Thistle News as usual. This is where I got this beer, and I'd also like to give a shout out to one of my subscribers, Gunny, who's an Icelandic guy living in Copenhagen or Denmark, I'm not sure, he didn't say, but he's living in Denmark, and he gave me a list of other Icelandic breweries for me to have a look at. So when I go to Iceland in I think it'll be May, early June sort of time, I'll definitely take a look out for the breweries that he's recommended, so there will be more Icelandic beer reviews on my channel, so thanks to you for doing that. But as is usual with my beer reviews, I'll just take you through a history of the Einstök brewery just now. I actually already did a review for the Icelandic Pale Ale, the blue labelled bottle, and I posted that to the Einstök Facebook page, and I got given the title of Ale Slinger of Aberdeen, as they put it. So they're really into their sort of Viking image and things like that. They really like the whole Nordic mythology idea, so they're a really kind of cool and crazy company, if you like. But as I say, as usual, I'll just take you through the history of the brewery just now. But if you are simply just interested in the tasting of this beer, then feel free just to fast forward towards the last few minutes of the video and you'll catch that. Now, the company is actually very new. They were founded in 2010 by Americans Bernard Labori, David Altschuler and Jack Sichterman, who are all self-confessed beer geeks. Jack used to work for Harley Davidson Motorcycles, who you'll obviously have heard of, and while David is a lawyer, and I think he deals with the legal side of the company. Now, the brewery are based in a little fishing town called Arkureyri, which is in the very north of Iceland, and I'll be visiting there, I think, when I go. But the foundation of the brewery is the water in the Iceland. It's one of the purest in the world due to the kind of high magnesium and calcium content, and you taste these in the beer. But apparently they say this is the major selling point of the brewery, understandably. But the three men partnered up with a company called Vilefell, and they're a beverage bottler and distributor, and actually one of Iceland's most respected companies. But this company owned the Viking Brewery in Arkureyri, northern Iceland, and this is where the collaboration began. Now, Arkureyri is only 60 miles south of the Arctic Circle and is a fishing port town. I believe there's only about 20,000 or 30,000 people live in that one. The population of Iceland is, I think, about 300,000 people, and it's very sparse, a very kind of unoccupied country, if you like. But the water in this particular area flows from rain and prehistoric glaciers down the Hlidafjall mountain and through the lava fields, and apparently they say this is the purest source of water in the world. But the collaboration for this brewery also includes Baldur Karason, who is the master brewer. He was born in a small town in Iceland called Siglafjordur, and this is in the north of Iceland also, but he moved to Arkureyri in 1981. Now, after completing his school education in the city, he began to work for the Viking Brewery in quality control and food science, and it was there that his interest in craft beer originated. Now, in 1993 he left Iceland to study in the prestigious brewing programme at Heriot-Watt University in Edinburgh, Scotland, becoming the first Icelander or Icelandic. I'm not sure how exactly what the correct terminology is, but he was the first person from Iceland to do this in 50 years. Now, upon his return to Iceland, he became the head brewer at the Viking Brewery, where he's introduced several new recipes, he's increased the production of the brewery, but he's also worked closely with Lovenbrau from Germany and Carlsberg from Denmark, and the Domens Institute also in Germany, so he has a very advanced knowledge of brewing, making him the ideal brewer for the Einstök craft brewery. Now, interestingly though, while the company is based in Iceland, their main market so far is actually California, where the three American founders are based. But they very recently also launched in Florida, and they have a fairly significant export market in the UK, which is why I've been able to get a hold of it over here, and I'm very thankful for that. I really like this beer. But they say that Iceland is their primary release market, but for that reason, but the reason for their big presence in California is the fact that Iceland only has a population, as I mentioned earlier, of about 320,000 people. Now, their marketing slogan in the USA is Drink, Conquer, Repeat, and they say this is the battle cry for modern Vikings for the great adventure ahead. But if you actually go through their Facebook page, as I mentioned, they're really into the whole Viking image, and it also seems as if they're kind of fans of the Marvel Thor films. It's actually really quite cool. But there are other beers, including this one. They also do the Icelandic Pale Ale, which is the blue labelled one. They have a toasted porter. Both of this one and the toasted porter have won awards, apparently, gold medals in different things, but these are year-round availabilities. This one, the Pale Ale and the Porter, are year-round availabilities, and they also have a Christmas Doppelbock, which apparently has won a medal as well, a gold medal. And this one is only a seasonal brew. I really hope I can get a hold of this one. I can't find it anywhere so far, so I really want to get a hold of this beer and do a review of it. I really love bock beers. But they also do in Iceland at the moment. They have a version of this beer that is a berry ale. It has a white label, so I'll hopefully be able to pick that up in Iceland as well at some point. But just to let you have a little look at the bottle art and the cap on this one, I'll just bring the camera up again to make sure you're seeing that. There's a few things I should also point out on the bottle here. So you can see there, this is the sort of typical one here, and this is the bottle cap. It's the same on each of their different beers for this one, but I'll just tell you a little bit about some of the stuff on the bottle here. Ölgerð is the Icelandic word for brewery. The one that says Seframlider, this means a speciality brew. There is the degrees things that are just up to the next thing here. This is the shorthand version of writing the sort of coordinates of the brewery in Arkureyri itself. As you can see, it says Arkureyri, Iceland on the side here as well. And this one apparently is brewed with coriander and orange peel. So I'm really looking forward to actually doing this one. I can see in the bottle that there's a little bit of sedimentation here, so I'll just try and shake it up a little bit. But anyway, without further ado, let's get on with the actual tasting of this beer. The toast in Icelandic actually is skal, I'm told. So this one should be quite interesting. I really like the artwork that these guys have got on the bottles here. I just need to watch I don't destroy it. There's a lot of condensation coming on this one just now. But anyway, this is a 5.2% white beer, or Weiss beer. The style that sort of Beer Advocate and Rate Beer describe this as a sort of, they describe it as a wit beer, but I guess that's, you know, it's just the sort of Belgian way of saying it. This one's going to have quite a nice head. As you can see, very, very light, nice sort of finger head already, and I've not even poured all of it in. But yeah, really, really nice, hazy, bright, pale straw colour. Really, really cool looking beer. But yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of bubbles in this one actually I'm seeing, but it's a very, very light beer. I'm sure that's the lightest colour of beer I've actually seen. A very beautiful pale straw. So you can see there's maybe a sort of finger and a half of head on this one. It's a nice sort of frothy head on this one. There are some bigger bubbles as well though. In terms of the aroma, it's quite, it's yeast and wheat on the nose. And I am getting the sort of coriander spicy element to it as well. It says on the bottle there that they brew it with coriander. But yeah, you are getting that sort of yeasty wheat smells to it, the coriander, and yeah, I'm getting the citrus as well. There is a little hint of lemon in addition to the orange that you would expect also. But yeah, I could sit and smell this beer all day. This is genuinely a beautiful, beautiful beer. I really, really enjoy this one. I could just sit and smell it, but I'll get on with the tasting. Oh yeah, this is really, really awesome, this beer. Now the initial sip you'll get is sort of yeasty with just a little bit of wheat, and the coriander spices in there as well. I mean, maybe one to compare this to obviously is maybe a sort of Blue Moon from the States, but this is far better than Blue Moon in my opinion. But yeah, the first initial sip is the sort of yeasty, wheaty elements to it. You've got the coriander spice in there, and the citrus notes of lemon and orange are also coming through, but I'm not quite sure why I'm getting the lemon, if that is a genuine thing or if it's just the way it's all mixed up. But it's a very, very well balanced flavour, this one. As I say, this is one of my favourite beers that I've discovered over the last little while. As you can see, actually, just a note, the head on this one's gone down quite a bit and it's dispersing away, just a sort of thin layer over the top. But yeah, taking a bigger gulp, going to the back of the mouth, you get the more citrusy and coriander elements at the back, but you still have that sort of residual wheaty, yeasty taste to this one. It's a really, really, you know, it's a really, really beautiful beer, but you can taste in this one how good the quality of the water is. All of the Einstök beers that I've had so far, which really is just this one and the pale ale, you can taste just how pure the water is in this one. It's something that's very difficult to describe. You really need to try these for yourself and see. But obviously the thing is, I'm telling you about this beer review, and they're obviously very limited availability. UK, California, Florida, hopefully, and Iceland obviously, but hopefully they get the distribution of these more. But yes, very yeasty flavours with the sort of coriander element in there. The wheat isn't too prominent actually, I would say. and you have the sort of orangey and citrusy ones, sort of elements to it as well. On the terms of the mouth, this is light and very crisp, I would say, and the carbonation is actually quite lively. You're getting that on the tongue as you just take it in. Yeah, it goes very, very quickly to the tongue. You feel that. It's not very sort of zippy, but you do feel it. It's quite lively. It's a nice sort of touch that they've done to this one, and it's very, very refreshing, this beer. It's very light, but it still packs a good punch with the flavour, and it is a fairly low ABV as well on this one. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was 5.2% the ABV of this one was. Really, really beautiful beer. I highly recommend that you try this one. But as far as I know, I do have a bottle of the porter to review at a later date, but as far as I know, you will not be disappointed with anything that you'll find out of the Einstök Brewery. Very, very unique in the fact that it's from Iceland. Hopefully they become a bit more available worldwide to you, because obviously they are limited to Iceland, the UK, California and Florida at the moment, but I'm sure they're planning to expand. They've had very, very good success so far, so the best of luck to them with their expansion in the future. Also, if anyone knows where to get a hold of one of the Doppelbock beers, please let me know, because I would absolutely love to review that one for you. One of probably my favourite style of beer, in honesty. But thanks again for watching my beer reviews. I hope it's been informative for you and I haven't been rambling away. But as is usual with them, please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And please like, share, subscribe, all the usual YouTube stuff. But you've been watching Goddard Radio Moscow. I hope you've enjoyed this review, and I'll be back soon with another one. Cheers.